There is a silent belief carried by almost everyone that something is missing. We wake up each day and feel an unexplainable ache, a hunger that has no clear shape. We chase careers, relationships, success, validation, hoping that whatever feels empty inside will be filled. But here's a truth I've learned after 20 years of sitting with people's deepest fears and desires. Most suffering is not caused by what we lack, but by the belief that we lack something. This illusion that our life is somehow incomplete has become the most dangerous mental habit of modern times. It whispers to you, you're not there yet. You don't have enough. You're not enough. From that space, we start measuring everything. How many likes we get, how fast our peers succeed, how much more someone else has. Gratitude dies in comparison, and the more we compare, the more we lose sight of what's already sacred in our lives. If lack is an illusion, then what is real? What can bring us back to a state of wholeness? In the next part, we explore the quiet but transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude is often misunderstood. Many think it's about saying thank you more often, or writing a list in a journal, or trying to look on the bright side of life. But true gratitude is not an act. It's a state of being. Gratitude is often misunderstood. Many think it's about saying thank you more often, or writing a list in a journal, or trying to look on the bright side of life. But true gratitude is not an act. It's a state of being. Gratitude is not about forcing yourself to feel good. It's about realizing that goodness has been quietly with you all along. It's not denial of pain or pretending everything is fine. It is the honest recognition that even in the middle of the storm, there is still something sacred worth noticing. It is not an escape from suffering. It's a way of holding suffering differently. Gratitude is not a spiritual decoration. It's a fundamental shift in how we see. And when we see differently, we live differently. Gratitude begins when we stop asking, what is missing? And start asking, what is already here? That simple question is a doorway. It leads you back to presence, to the breath you didn't notice, to the silence between the noise, to the small gesture of kindness that no one saw. It's not about thinking positive. It's about seeing clearly. And once you see clearly, you realize you were never alone. You were just unaware. Gratitude is awareness, pure, humble, and awake. But if gratitude is a way of seeing, then why is it so difficult to practice in daily life? Why do we forget it so easily? In the next part, we uncover the silent resistance within us and the hidden reasons we block gratitude. If gratitude is so powerful, so healing, why do we resist it? The answer is both simple and profound. Because the mind is addicted to control. To feel grateful, you must surrender, even just for a moment, to what is. But most of us are taught to fight what is, to resist, to improve, to fix. We think, if I accept this moment, maybe I'll get stuck here. Maybe I won't grow. But that's a lie the ego tells to stay in charge. Real gratitude is terrifying to the ego because it requires humility, and the ego thrives on superiority. It wants to be right, not grateful. It wants to be in control, not in awe. Another reason we block gratitude is because of unresolved pain. Some people fear that if they feel grateful, it means they are accepting the injustice or pain they went through, that they are okay with it. But that's not what gratitude means. Gratitude does not say, what happened was fair. It says, despite what happened, I still recognize beauty. I still see light. I still choose to live with an open heart. This is not weakness. This is power. Only the deeply wounded and deeply awakened know what it takes to be grateful in the midst of pain. Lastly, we block gratitude because we don't know how to slow down. We're always rushing to the next thing, the next goal, the next crisis. But gratitude requires presence, and presence cannot exist in a rushing mind. This is why mindfulness and gratitude are twin flames. One awakens the other. To be grateful, we must pause. And in that pause, something ancient returns. The feeling that life is not a race, but a miracle unfolding. Once we understand the blocks, we can begin to gently release them. In the next part, we explore how daily gratitude practice, done not as a duty, but as a devotion, can rewire the mind and change your life. You don't need a miracle to change your life. You need a shift in perception, And gratitude is the shift. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a lens. It's a new way of seeing, a rewiring of the mind. When you start practicing gratitude intentionally, even for 5 minutes a day, you begin to build new mental habits. You retrain your brain to stop scanning for what's missing and start noticing what's already meaningful. And slowly, subtly, life changes. You smile at things you used to ignore. You feel connected where you once felt alone. You start realizing, I don't need more to be happy. I need to see more clearly. There's science behind this too. Neuroscience shows that what we repeatedly focus on, our brain wires for. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated experiences and thoughts. So if every day you focus on lack, you strengthen pathways of scarcity and fear. But if every day you focus on gratitude, even small things, the warmth of your coffee, the sound of rain, a kind word from a stranger, you strengthen joy. Gratitude is not wishful thinking. It is brain training. It is mental strength wrapped in softness. A powerful practice is the gratitude journal. Each morning or night, write down 3 things you're grateful for and why. Not just, I'm grateful for my home, but I'm grateful for the peace my home gives me after a long day. This deepens the emotional experience. It anchors it. And the more often you do this, the more your brain starts searching for gratitude throughout the day. It becomes a habit, then a personality, then a life. Some days will feel heavy. You'll forget to be grateful. You'll fall into old patterns. That's okay. Gratitude isn't about perfection. It's about returning, again and again. No matter how far you drift, returning to this truth. There is always something to be grateful for. Even now, especially now. Gratitude starts with the self, but it doesn't end there. In the next part, we'll explore how gratitude transforms not just your inner world, but your relationships, your energy, and your impact on the people around you. Gratitude is not just something we feel alone in silence. It's something we share through our presence, our words, our energy. When you carry gratitude in your heart, people can feel it. You become warmer, more open, more patient, and others respond to that energy, often without even knowing why. Gratitude connects. It softens harshness. It heals distance. Think about someone you appreciate. When was the last time you told them? We assume people know how we feel, but most of the time they don't. And a simple thank you can change someone's entire day, sometimes even their life. When we express gratitude to others, we give them a mirror, a reflection of their goodness. And in doing so, we remind them that they matter. In families, gratitude turns routine into ritual. Instead of rushing through dinner, what if each person shared one thing they're grateful for today? Instead of focusing on chores, what if we noticed the love behind small actions? A meal cooked, a message sent, a hand held. Gratitude brings light to the invisible labor of love. In friendships, it deepens trust. In romantic love, it sustains affection. In workplaces, it builds respect. In communities, it creates belonging. Gratitude is a social glue, invisible but powerful. It turns strangers into companions and companions into soulmates. But connection takes courage. Sometimes the people we need to thank are also the ones we've hurt, or the ones who've hurt us. Gratitude in these moments becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a bridge, not a way to forget pain, but a way to honor growth. Gratitude changes the way we relate to others, but it also transforms how we relate to the world itself. In the next part, we'll explore how a grateful heart can find wonder in the ordinary and joy in the everyday. There's a quiet kind of magic that hides in plain sight. It's in the steam rising from your morning tea, in the sunlight filtering through your window, in the sound of someone breathing beside you as you wake, in the soft creak of an old floorboard, in the rustle of leaves when the wind passes by. These are not moments we wait for. They are moments we often miss. We live in a world obsessed with more achievement, more noise, more spectacle. But the heart, the true heart, longs not for more, but for depth. And gratitude is what gives ordinary moments their depth. When you pay attention to the ordinary, it becomes extraordinary. When you are present with the small, it grows luminous. Look around you now. Is there something soft within reach? A light, a smell, a texture? Can you feel your breath moving in and out? Can you hear a sound you hadn't noticed before? Gratitude awakens our senses. It teaches us to see, not with the eyes, but with presence. Even pain can be softened by gratitude, not because we enjoy it, but because we can still say, I am alive, I can feel, I am here. There is something sacred in simply being here. Gratitude doesn't need perfection, it only needs awareness. When you slow down enough to notice the ordinary, you begin to live more fully. Suddenly, a quiet evening becomes a gift. A glass of water becomes a blessing. A walk in silence becomes sacred. This is not idealism. This is wisdom. Gratitude helps us find the extraordinary in the ordinary. But what happens when life truly breaks us? In the next part, we'll explore how gratitude can coexist with grief, and how even in loss there is something left to hold on to. Grief is one of life's most profound experiences. It can shake us to our core, leave us feeling lost, broken, and alone. And yet, even in grief, there is a place for gratitude. Gratitude in grief is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is okay. It's about recognizing the gift within the loss, the love that was shared, the lessons that were learned, the moments that shaped us. Gratitude becomes a quiet strength, a light in the darkest moments. When we allow ourselves to feel gratitude amidst grief, we honor both the pain and the beauty of life. We say yes to the fullness of our human experience. This acceptance doesn't erase the loss, but it softens its edges. It opens space for healing. Understanding the power of gratitude is only the first step. The real transformation happens when gratitude becomes a daily habit, a consistent practice that shapes how we perceive ourselves in the world. Building this habit requires intention, patience, and simple but effective tools. One powerful method is the 3 gratitudes exercise. Each day, write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. They can be big or small: a kind word, a warm cup of tea, a moment of peace. This practice trains your mind to seek out the good rather than the lack. Another technique is gratitude journaling. Set aside 5 minutes each evening to reflect on the day's moments of gratitude. Writing deepens awareness and solidifies the positive experiences in memory. Expressing gratitude to others is equally vital. A heartfelt thank you note, a sincere compliment, or a simple "I appreciate you" strengthens bonds and spreads positivity. Remember, building a lasting gratitude practice is a journey, not a race. There will be days when gratitude feels distant. On those days, simply noticing what you're feeling without judgment can open the door back to appreciation. Over time, gratitude reshapes your worldview. It reveals abundance in what seemed ordinary and renews your spirit in moments of struggle. Gratitude becomes the lens through which you see life, rich, full, and meaningful. Next, we will explore inspiring stories of individuals whose lives transformed through the practice of gratitude, illuminating the path for us all. Gratitude is not just an abstract concept or a fleeting feeling. It is a force that can radically transform lives. Let me share with you some stories from people I've met during my 20 years as a psychologist. Stories that illustrate how gratitude, practiced deeply, can turn despair into hope, isolation into connection, and scarcity into abundance. Take Sarah, a woman who lost her job and felt her world collapse. Instead of sinking into bitterness, she began each day listing what she was grateful for, from the warmth of morning sunlight to the kindness of a stranger's smile. Gradually, this simple act rewired her brain, nurturing resilience and opening doors to new opportunities. Or James, a man struggling with loneliness after losing a loved one. Through writing gratitude letters to friends and family, he rebuilt bridges that had long been broken and rediscovered a sense of belonging. These stories remind us that gratitude is not naive optimism. It's a courageous choice to focus on what is good amid hardship, a deliberate act that changes brain chemistry and emotional patterns. As you listen, think about your own story. What if your turning point lies not in acquiring more, but in recognizing more? Recognizing the gifts already present in your life. Next, we will explore practical ways to cultivate gratitude in relationships, deepening connection and empathy. Gratitude is often thought of as a private feeling, a quiet thought we keep to ourselves. But its true power shines brightest in our relationships, with family, friends, partners, and even strangers. When we practice gratitude toward others, we deepen connection, build trust, and create emotional safety. Consider how often we take those closest to us for granted, assuming their love and support are guaranteed. Expressing gratitude can break that assumption, reminding both parties of the value they bring. Even small acts like saying thank you sincerely or acknowledging someone's effort can transform the emotional landscape of a relationship. In my practice, I've seen couples rebuild intimacy by sharing daily gratitudes, moments of appreciation that often go unnoticed. Families have healed wounds by writing gratitude lists together, shifting focus from blame to recognition. And communities grow stronger when gratitude becomes a shared culture, encouraging generosity and empathy. If you want to cultivate gratitude in your relationships, start simple. Set aside a moment each day to express thanks, whether through words, notes, or small gestures. Observe how this practice shifts the energy around you and invites deeper connection. Next, we will delve into the neuroscience behind gratitude, how it reshapes our brain and influences our emotional well-being. Gratitude is not just a fleeting feeling, it is a gift that keeps on giving. By embracing gratitude daily, we rewire our brains to notice abundance instead of scarcity, joy instead of pain, connection instead of isolation. It empowers us to face life's challenges with resilience and grace. So today, I invite you to make gratitude your daily practice. Start with one small thing, a moment, a person, an experience, and let your heart open to it. Watch how your world begins to transform. If this video has touched you, please give it a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more insights into the mind and heart. Your journey to gratitude is also a journey to yourself. Thank you for watching.